Positive energy all the time. Good to see you all. Rep your city, rep your city. We have New Orleans in the building. Of course, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. We got Woodbridge with the beautiful and gorgeous Nicole. We got Woodbridge in the building. We got San Jose in the building. Hope you're doing well. More power. Got to get an update on your health situation. Hope that's going great. And here we go. We have Oakland in the building. Shout out to everybody in Oakland. Rep your city, rep your city. Make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And let's get it. My eyes are repairing themselves, so I can't read with my reading glasses. That's really, yeah, I can't read with my reading glasses. Yeah, NBA YoungBoy just did a concert there in New Orleans. Yeah. $70 million tour. He pulled in $70 million. $70 million. NBA YoungBoys Make America Slime Again tour has reportedly grossed over $70 million, with projections indicating it could become one of the highest grossing rap tours in U.S. history. This success is based on over 500,000 tickets sold for 42 shows. He's probably going to hit 100 million. He is the biggest hip-hop star out here right now. Hands down. He's the biggest. We had Alabama in the building. Yeah, he's the biggest. I really don't know much about his music. I never checked his music out. I'm going to go and check it out because the way the music is now, I don't really get into it based on artists. I get into music based on songs. You know, it used to be a time you go out, we buy albums. You buy the album, you hear, so, and then CDs. So we really got into the artists, the groups, or the solo artists. Nowadays, the way the music industry is so strange, you can't just come across a song anymore. You used to could go and turn on MTV or Yo MTV Raps, or, BET Rap City. And you used to be able to see the videos. And this is how you were introduced to the artist single, and then a lot of times you would go buy the CD and you would listen to the CD. Well, now the music is not coming across my. Uh, I'm not seeing the music. The only way I see the music is maybe if I'm scrolling on YouTube, an artist's new song will pop up, and I'll subscribe to them, or they'll post a clip. Mostly now I see a clip on Instagram. And when I see the clip and I like that 1 minute that they let me hear, I'll go to YouTube and watch the entire video. So I got to go check him out, because back at the time where I was kind of still checking out artists, I really couldn't get into him, because I think he was like, to me, he was doing like substance abuse music. So I really didn't list. I really didn't check for him or Lil Wayne when they kind of got off that stuff. I really didn't listen to him because I didn't feel like I could relate. And then NBA's music, the couple times I did click on it, I didn't understand what he was saying. It seemed to be dark. So I'm going to go this week, coming next week, and I'm going to just, go down and listen to see if I could find a song that I could, so I could judge his talent. Because I haven't been able to judge his talent. But, he just got off a lockdown and all that and released some new music. I haven't checked that out. It might be a little different than what it was, and I'll be fair when it comes to like judging music. I won't hold the beef between him and Dirk against him when I listen to his music. I'll still listen to it and give it an honest. I'll still be honest if it's good or not. I won't just say, oh, it's no good just because I'm from Chicago and I'm rolling with Dirk. I wouldn't just go, oh, it's no good. So if it's good, I'm going to find out. I'm going to see if there's a song. So I don't know much about him, but I do know, being in the music business, if the people say you're good, you're good. Bottom line. Bottom line. In the music business, if I'm the CEO and I say you're good, and I say the album's good and put it out, and the people don't say it's good, then it's not. Right? So I got to go and see what he's talking about and listen to the lyrics, because, Joe, it could be, you could just be getting an impression that's not there. I really doubt if all his music is like that. He's probably got some very like emotional type songs. If his music was about shouting and unaliving people, I don't think he would have that big of an audience. I think the only way that he would have that big of an audience is he is saying some emotional, he has emotional music. And from looking at it, I'm absolutely sure he has emotional music. Because, these artists, they'll do a violent type song, but they do a lot of different types of songs. And most of their fame comes off of the emotional type songs when they're expressing what they're going through in life. Usually is what makes everybody like them. Like when I went to see Dirk, I didn't know any of the songs but a couple and just a couple lyrics, because I don't be trying to remember lyrics anymore. But everybody in there knew all the lyrics, and they was closing their eyes and saying the lyrics. So it was surely something that he was repeating on that stage that those young people they resonated with him. They don't make a lot of songs like they used to, where it's one subject about somebody cheating. The songs they make now they kind of go through a whole facet of life in each verse, you know? Like, nobody liked me when I was coming up, and then I met my baby, then she put me down, and then, I'm not jealous if she with somebody else. I'm out here, people trying to find my location. And, the songs now, they go through a whole gamut. So if I was going to executive produce artists now, I would have to understand the way songs are constructed now. Songs are more like a ride wave type song where they're just expressing what they're going through. It's not like the Temptations, or it's not like a 50 Cent song, or it's not like that. It's different. They're like emotional songs where they go through a whole gamut of what they're going through, and then it's based around a hook. So the hook determines how they express what they express. It's real interesting. So it's real interesting. So it's a variety of stuff. He wouldn't have did that much. He wouldn't have had that many children outside trying to get in if it was pain music. He wouldn't have that many children if it was really the identity what some of the people over here is saying. And so, I don't listen to artists. The song have to come across. I have to, I don't go listen to artists. The song's got to come across my desk. It's got to come on my phone. It's got to come on my timeline. Some kind of way, the song's got to uh, get my attention. And NLE Choppa's song came up on my YouTube, and I clicked on it. I clicked on Choppa's song. He's got this song right here where he's dissing NBA YoungBoy. And good to see you, Shelly. Have y'all seen Choppa's video? I tell you what, only take a few seconds. Go over there and click on it. This is it right here. So you'll know what I'm talking about and come on back over. He's got over 2 million views. He's got over 2 million views. He's up to 2.5 million views. Go check it out and come tell me what you think. Chopper's accusing him of leading the youth astray. Uh, yeah, Chopper's accusing him of leading the youth astray. I watched the video. It was horrible. It was, what the hell? It was horrible. He's gonna get a lot of views just because he's Chopper, and just because everybody's gonna go click on it, right? But the video is Chopper's video is horrible. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is a fail. If you're trying to go if you're trying to go at NBA YoungBoy with that video, you can forget it. He was all over the place. He tried to be like the greatest. He tried to show Muhammad Ali, Michael Jackson, Tupac. And if you're in the business, you know what happened when you watch the video. He gave his creativity to somebody. He trusted somebody to put the video together, right? Some expert. And I'm telling you, man, I don't know why he let them people put that video together like that. They had him dancing like a girl. Most of the video, he was feminine. Most of the video, he demasculated himself. Seriously, it was that bad. And I used to be in dance school when I was really young. I quit when I got probably what about the fourth, maybe the fifth grade. I didn't want to go anymore. But she had us doing masculine stuff. That was way back in the days. You know, the boys did the men stuff and the girls did the girly stuff. You know, and I quit. And it's a good thing I did quit because I was a little boy going, and I was getting to the age where I was starting to stare at the older girls, the teenage older girls in them leotards. I was beginning, you know, it was like I can see clearly now. So I was getting too big to be. You know what I'm saying? I got toxic masculinity, so I was getting too big to be in there with women kicking their legs up and spinning in toe shoes and tights and stuff. Yeah, I was getting too big anyway. So it was good. It was good. It was good. I left. I was getting too big. I was starting to see things. I don't know what I was looking at, but something was going on. you know what I'm saying? It was something. It was something about them big girls because they had like high school like seniors and stuff. And I'm like what fourth grade or something. Fourth grade going to fifth grade. So I didn't want to go. I was rough. You know what I'm saying? I got toxic. I didn't want to go. No, mom, I ain't going to that. I want to be on the block. Shooting dice, playing basketball, playing baseball, playing. I want to ride my bike. You know what I'm saying? I'm a boy. Yeah, I didn't want to go anymore. But it was good I went. I was a little boy, went to work with my father. He sat me up on this high thing. They called him to pick his run. He was a bus driver. He jumped down. I jumped down, busted my chin, broke my leg. I was like one and a half or something, two. My mother wanted to kill him. And so since I broke my leg when I was two, when we moved and we was in a neighborhood and she met Miss Juanita Hamilton, who had a dance school, she wanted my sister to go regardless, but she wanted to put me in there. She said it'd be good for my leg. Probably so. I don't know. But I got toxic masculinity, so when I got a little bit older, I didn't go no more. Man, I ain't going to doing that, man. You know what I mean? But it was fun when I was little. But the point I'm making is that we was masculine. Now this video, man, let me tell you something. Man, it is something wrong with Choppa. Choppa, something wrong with him. I'm beginning to believe he's got some type of mental illnesses. I really do. Just to even do the video, you got to be something got to be wrong with you to even do what they had him doing. Man, they had him dancing around like a girl, and I'm like, okay, wait. Let me figure this out. Okay, you going at a goon. You going at a goony goon. He with the smoke. And your way to go after NBA YoungBoy is to be spinning around like a ballerina and all that. Boy, stop. I said, what is this? I was so confused. I was looking at that video. It was all over the place. And he, that's what made me think about music school because he couldn't do the dances. Okay. They had him doing things that he could not do. It wasn't like they had him doing it, and he could really pull it off. Then it would have been like, well, it's soft, but dang, he really could do that. No, he was awkward. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about how he didn't feed the baby. We're gonna talk. This man said the baby got to fast. Now I've been a vegan going on 48 years in 2 months, and really at the first of the year. So yeah, 2 months. And then 2 years after that, I'll be 50 years I've been playing. I ain't never heard of no baby fasting. Fasting is we do that to give our stomach a break to clean out our stomach. What do a baby got in their stomach? Nothing. Like a baby stomach, like what's in the little bitty stomach like this? So I believe he's got issues. Because 1 minute he's LGBTQ, and then the next minute he Dr. Sabi, and then the next minute he a gangster, you know. Then the next minute he's a LGBTQ Sabi gangster. He's all over the place. The video was just how he acted. It was the I said, what is this here? Then the music, it mixed like Tupac music with somebody else's music, right? It's like, bro, no originality. And he was out there dancing around and spinning around. It was real anti-toxic masculinity. It was the opposite. It was real feminine, you know. And I was like, he need to just come on out the closet. We live in a time where, it's all right to be gay. Nobody cares. He need to just come out of the closet. Nobody cares about that no more. Nobody cares because you gay. I got a group of females. They lesbians. It's like three of them. Sometimes four, but the one only show up every night. So it's three of them, and they lesbian. But they're my peeps right there. I mess with them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't none of my business. They cool. They cool. I hang out with them. I hang out with them. I go out with them, and hang out. They took me to the lesbian bar one time. I had a good time. I just sat there and drank a couple of drinks and watched them do whatever they was doing. You know what I'm saying? I was in a relationship, so I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't because would have been trying to, you know, Captain Converter chick. I would have been trying to, I would have been trying to flip me one because there was some fireworks in there. You know what I'm saying? But I already had a woman. I don't be cheating on my woman. When I got a woman, I don't be trying to talk to a woman when I got a woman. But if I didn't have a woman, I seen about five in there. I would have tried to flip. Yeah, I would have tried to flip a couple of them. But I mean, he might as well just be himself because I mean, ain't no masculine man could have did that video. Ain't no way. There's no way you would have get a masculine man to do what he was doing in that video. I'm like, what kind of diss? I'm like, what kind of diss is this? I ain't never seen a diss like that. It was kind of like, imagine if I'm dissing a dude and I'd be like, your music is whack and you ain't on nothing, girl, or or sweetie, or I put like a feminine word at the end of that. You know what I mean? Man, your music ain't nothing. I'm harder than you. So there, you know, like that. That's what the video was like. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on. What is we doing here? Is we dissing? Or are we missing? I was confused. I said, what the? I only watched it once. That's how bad it was. I did not look at that no more. Yeah. It's like we're going he'll run up on NBA YoungBoy like, you better stop playing with me, honey child. Basically, you're 100% right. Thank you so much, Kathy. I don't know the words. That's the word right there. Thanks, Kathy. Right. I don't know what to say. I got toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, you lost. Okay. boy, if you don't go sit down, did anybody go watch it? The main reason, the feminine part, all right, but he couldn't even do it right. That it's like, bro, you awkward, bruh. Jupiter, he looked awkward. He just out there. It's a horrible video. Horrible video. I said, what the hell is this? The music was horrible. The rapping was horrible. The costumes, horrible. It wasn't nothing good about it at all. The music was absolutely horrendous. They tried to I think take Hit 'em Up. Somebody know what two songs were that they mixed together? They mixed two diss songs together, I think, the beats. I said, what is this? I said, NBA YoungBoy is not going to respond to that until he feel like it. When he just doing the song and he just want to throw you under the bus, he gonna hit you hard when he hit you, bruh. What the hell was that? And see, with the whole thing, because Choppa just had a situation where he got his baby, he had his little baby, and he dropped it back off to the baby mama, hadn't fed the baby, told her the baby was fasting, gave the baby beet juice, and the baby got, you can't, listen, I just drank some beet juice. You can't give no baby no beet juice. Beet juice is strong. You can't give a baby ginger, beet juice, onions. I've never seen anybody give their baby onions or garlic. Baby food is what? Right then, somebody should have stepped in with him. Okay, and I hate this. We see this in Hollywood. We see this with famous people all the time. They see something wrong with them. Nobody intervened, right? And y'all know where it's going to go. Because clearly, he's got some type of mental issues. Clearly. He don't know what he's doing, but he got mental issues. Because even when you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to make no baby fast. Something wrong with him. And this video just backed it up. He looked crazy. He looks crazy. like he has issues. His video looks just like his behavior, all over the place. He was all over the place. And he was out there trying to do something. I don't know what. It's like the time he did the thing with the thong on thing that somebody told me about. I haven't seen it, but they talking about on the internet today. Everybody bringing that back up. That he did something at an LGBTQ event, right? He's supposed to be enlightened and conscious, but sometimes a G-Rod, that's a code word for, you know what I'm saying? For lunatic. That's why even though I study a lot and I know a lot of stuff, I'd stay away from the enlightened. Because I know people say, well, why you be talking so ghetto and stuff? Because I be working hard. I don't want to be in the enlightened group with the lunatics. I just want to be regular. Yeah, I know some knowledge, but I don't want to be them. Okay? Look at young Pharaoh, the perfect example. Went crazy as a Betsy bug. Had lost, see, he knew all the knowledge. And how'd that turn out? Because I'd be in those circles with those people. Yeah, I'd be in circles with the enlightened people, you know? I'll be always ghetto with them and rough with them. You know what I mean? I'd be rough. I'd be street with enlightened people. I'd be overpowering them with street vibes. You know what I'm saying? Shut up talking to me, Tinkerbell. You know what I mean? Oh, my son. You know what I mean? No, he's still around somewhere. He didn't pass, so you wouldn't know about. He's still around. He don't seem to be too bad. Much respect for the donation. Much appreciated. Well, he gives me that vibe, but he's enlightened once I would be around. And they just like that. You be around today, he a Hebrew Israelite. You don't see him for about 8 months. You see him now. He hanging out with the Hare Krishnas. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see him again for maybe 5 months, 9 months. Now he regularly work at the post office. And you don't see him another year or nothing like that. His name Abdul Muhammad. He a Muslim. You know, then you see him 3, 4 years later. Yeah, man, all that Muslim Hebrew stuff, man. I had to stop messing with that, Pharaoh. It's like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Every time they are different. They are different enlightened person. Every time. That's why I be hard on the names. I don't be trying to dish y'all, but he be Abdul, he be Jeremiah Israel, you know what I mean? He be Agabag, Bagmani, right? You look at his license, Stephen Jackson. When he was all them different people, he was still Stephen Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That's why he could be Bagawaga, and then he could be Abdul, and then he could be Joseph Israel. That's why he all them different righteous people. You know what I'm saying? You say he's making the same kind of songs he criticized. Yeah, you know, he criticized an NBA YoungBoy for making songs, but how you gonna criticize somebody for making a song based on their lifestyle? That's why I never really respected people criticizing people for making street music when the people come from the streets. That just never made sense to me. It never made sense to me how you would get somebody from the streets that could rap and expect them not to rap their life. I never understood that because the ability to rap doesn't come from any particular lifestyle. The ability to rap just from the ability to rap. There's no particular places at. But with a lot of black brothers, they don't want to realize that the streets rule our lives. The streets is the dominant population when it comes to rap music. Because if you want a positive music, then you got to go to gospel. That's the gospel group. It's kind of crazy for you to want a gospel type sound and a rap. The people that do positive music don't do rap at all. So how are you going to get Christian type, positive type rap? Where are you going to get it from? Where is that environment where I could be a positive rapper? Because most of these positive rappers are forcing it. They can't rap. And they always bring up the old rap that wasn't positive. I'd be confused. I'm like, so when was there positive rap? Never. They want to bring up three groups. Wu-Tang was street. I don't understand it. Wu-Tang represented a razor blade in your mouth to cut you. Like Wu-Tang wasn't no conscious rap. That was sellers. That's on the block selling. That's a cruise that's selling. Yeah, they represent dealing on the block. That's what they represented. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. I grew up on the crime side. The New York Times side. Staying alive to survive. That ain't no positive music. That's gutter. You got poor righteous teachers. They knew some knowledge. They put a little knowledge in their music and represent the street. So you did have some. KRS-One was like half and half. You had some. Nas was nasty. Nas on the street talking about jacking tourists for their passports and all that, razor blade in his mouth. Then he elevated to, I know I can't be what I want to be, but nasty Nas, he wasn't positive. EPMD was like rap. I would give him that. Andre 3000 wasn't no positive rap. That was LGBTQ music. That's why they broke up. He didn't have no positive music. That was for gay. That was undercover because Atlanta had a big homosexual community. That's what that was. That was homosexual music, which is cool. I'm not saying nothing against it, but that's what it was. That was homosexual music before you could actually do that type of music. You know what I'm saying? They was breaking barriers. you know, they was breaking barriers and they couldn't do that. Queen Latifah couldn't, she couldn't just come out, like that, you know. They had to try to figure. Yeah, De La Soul. Yeah, that was LGBTQ music. All of them. Queen Latifah came out later. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know masculine men. We didn't wait to be watching no. I never was watching Rap City to see De La Soul or Tribe Called Quest or DJ. No, I was watching to see Rakim, Cool G Rap, EPMD, LL Cool J. I wasn't waiting to watch to see the weirdos. Some people was though. Listeners say we need to move the S and the K from hip hop. Uh, them people just be talking. Them people, those are people that just talking. The people that be uh, 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 talking against rap, they ain't gonna buy it anyway. If all the people that be complaining about rap went out and supported the rap that they said they like, they wouldn't be complaining. They ain't. That's internet. They ain't. You go to their house and tell them to show you where they went and bought some positive rap. Most of the people that say bring positive rap back, I bet you they ain't got no positive rap nowhere in their phone or nowhere. They just be talking. Haters. They always got a reason why they don't like something, and they really good at not liking something. They're horrible at supporting anything because you would support if you didn't like this rap, you would constantly post this rap, wouldn't you? Or would you just keep complaining about this rap? I'm confused. Like us young brothers, when we got into reggae and black conscious reggae, we didn't care what nobody else was doing. We was just banging reggae all day. We wasn't sitting around, man, rappers, man, this is this, man, R&B is this. We didn't do that. Man, we just banged that reggae every day, and we just lived our life. I never lived an anti-life. Like I always lived a pro-life to push what I'm on. I never lived a life going against what somebody else is on. You're supposed to push what you standing on. So as soon as I see you complaining about something, I know you're a fraud. You just doing that for attention. You don't really even care. You're a fraud. Y'all really believe everybody that be talking about they care about the music really care about it? Y'all believe that? Y'all believe they really care? All the people that be complaining about rap, y'all believe they really care? They'll come over here when I start talking about rap and start trying to front like they care because I'm talking about the music. And as soon as I get off of here, they ain't gonna think about rap no more. It's phony. Whatever we pushed, we went out there and pushed it and lived it. This was the life I liked. This was the life I pushed. I didn't walk up and down the street saying nothing to you if you had a haircut. I didn't walk up and down the street and say nothing to you if you ate meat. I was plant based. I was not your dreadlocks. I was Bongo Congo, Super Rasta, and that's all that mattered. It didn't matter what you was. I wasn't on no campaign against you. I was a campaign pro what I was on. I was pushing what I was on. You're supposed to push what you on. You ain't supposed to be against nothing. I'm not gonna be against Choppa or NBA YoungBoy. I'm not against NBA YoungBoy. Why would I do that? It always sounds good to lie and be phony, G-Ra. Phony is a big thing in life. Phony. People just want to jump in the conversation. Something they ain't gonna never bring up or never think about as soon as the conversation is over. It's phony. You're not gonna see me go on no campaign against NBA YoungBoy, none of them like that. The people that go see it, go see it. I would spend my energy trying to do something else. But if I was trying to push something else, I wouldn't push it as anti this. I would just push it as this. So I wouldn't push my artists as, man, y'all need to stop listening to this. Y'all need to listen to him. I wouldn't do that. I would just let my artists be their artists. My artist is not anti this. My artist is just my artist. That's it. Simple as that. So I ain't got no problem with NBA YoungBoy. Because we know, those of us that got knowledge, we know the music and the culture reflect the parenting. That's what it reflects. But you don't want to talk about the parenting. The parenting affects the children, and then the children grow up and make the music. You want to put it on the music. You want to put some secret people, man. Everything except the parenting. You don't want to talk about the parenting. You don't want to talk about marriage. You don't want to talk about being a good husband and wife and mother and father. So your son will come up and he won't have to go through what a lot of the rappers went through, the reason they rapping like that. You don't want to talk about that. You want to cut corners and come into the middle of the problem. Ain't nobody raised these children. Who raised them? And then you never put your money where your mouth is at. I don't respect no man that don't put his money where his mouth is at. When I see you complain about the music, but you don't put no money in the music, to me, you're a fraud. I took many young people to the studio. How many black people gave me a dime to make sure them boys stayed out the street and rap? Did anybody give me a dime? Anybody say, brother, I see you get these young people, take them in the studio. Here's $1,000. There any of these big mouths out here that complain about the music? Anybody give me $1? All that money I was spending on them young rappers. So if you didn't give us no money, shut up. You can't say nothing about what they rap about. Put your money where your mouth is at. Put your money up. Hey, black brothers come over here, the rap need to be better. Okay, bro, go take your money, go make some better rap. Go find a rapper, put your money where your mouth is at. Don't come over here telling me the rap need to be. Go in your pocket. Go find a good rapper. And go put him on the mic and make some good rap. Other than that, shut up talking to me. You're a fraud. You're a phony. You're a hypocrite. And as soon as somebody got a different video, you're going to be saying something different. You're only saying that because I'm touching on this video. As soon as I get off this video, you don't give a damn. You a fraud and you a phony. Every one of you that come over here complaining about the music, no, as soon as you log off, you ain't thinking about the music. You're fraudulent and you're phony. I got love for you, but you're fraudulent. You're phony. You vampiring off my conversation that I'm doing from my heart. You're watching me, and then all of a sudden, you care about the music so much. And as soon as I log off, you don't care no more. I only care. You only care because I'm talking. You only care because I'm talking. Don't you know If all these brothers really cared about the music, they would take their money and go find rappers to rap what they want and go put that music out and buy that music and support that and build that. Because you could build that. It's all that's phony. You could build any movement if you want. You could build a positive movement right now if you put your money and your time and your energy into it. You could build that right now and nobody could stop you. Right now. That's a fact. You could build that right now. All you got to do is get the money and get on social media where you everything else and say, I'm looking for some rappers that rap some positive stuff. They'll come out the woodworks. And you'd be like, no, he can't rap. He can't rap. Oh, he could really rap. He positive and he can rap. Okay, come on. And you put the music out. He put the music out. Did you say, I got a show? He got a show. And then when he have a show, everybody talking would show up at the show, wouldn't they? But when the positive rapper have a show, who comes? Nobody. If I get the positive rapper, put the positive music out, have a show, go on social media, show the flyer, show the show. When you go look, it's going to be, and I ain't going to say no names, because there's some brothers and stuff on Instagram that be having them events, and them events always be weak. It don't be nobody there but a bunch of weirdos. The positive brothers that be trying to push the positive rap and having their little positive events always be weak. It don't be nobody there. The floor always be empty. It be a few scattered. Always. Nobody don't never come. It don't never be. They don't never get no big auditorium. They always got a little room somewhere, and it ain't even full. I'd be bogus if I start taking pictures of that stuff and posting it and start dissing positive people talking about positive rap. Then y'all say, man, you ain't have to do the brothers like that. If I start taking the events off of Instagram and show you how weak and shallow the events is and how they flop, and how it's always a handful of weirdos, and how it's always a bunch of weird women. It's like it's gonna be like 25 weird women and on 8 or 9 weird men. It's always top heavy with the women looking for weirdo, alternative stuff with their crystals on their big dress. So some of them got the big dress on. She eat cheeseburgers all day, but she got crystals and incense. She in ate 5 cheeseburgers today. I called it messed up. And she in there with a big old dress on and flowers on and incense and crystals. Because you ain't even standing on nothing over there with that either. You're not conscious. You don't want to stand on no real consciousness. You want to stand on the. Because how you going to have any type of positive anything if it don't include how you eat? And y'all don't want to eat right. So you all do not want no positive music. You want music that's not murder, but you want to be able to, a music where you're talking about eating steaks and burgers and stuff that make you have to get a surgery. That's the kind of music you want. You want surgery music. You want go to the hospital music. That's what you want. Drink, eat a bunch of garbage, and be sick by 50 music. Because all the blacks that came up with that good music, they are passing away early. With the music back in the day, this group is sick as a dog. And that's why you can go see the 4 tops and there'll only be 1 top there. The other 3 tops is gone. The other 3 tops. The other 3 tops. You know what I mean? You're going to see the 4 tops. There's going to be 1 top there. The other 3 tops been passed away. Every time I go on Instagram, it's rest in peace. Passed away at 50. Passed away at 53. Seriously. Straight up. I kid you not. So that Chopper song, I don't know. trying to diss NBA YoungBoy, which is crazy because, people say, well, Pharaoh, you under, listen, man. Choppa, 23 years old. NBA YoungBoy, 26. These is kids. What y'all want from them? They just a few years older than 18. They just got out of high school. They not, like I tell y'all, 7, 14, 21, 28. And then you got from 28 to 35. Then you there. They ain't even 28. You know what I'm saying? Chopper, I don't want to come too hard on him because I believe there's some issues there. And these issues typically get worse. And so if his fanatical philosophies don't start to dissipate, I already see where he's going. Straight to a mental institution. I've seen this movie how many times before? Look at Lil Nas X walking down the street with no clothes on. Anybody seen that boy was crazy, but they cheered him on. And nobody tried to get him no help. They knew that man was crazy. But for $1, they pumped it. Because anybody could get lucky and make a hot song. NLE Choppa and YoungBoy got mental issues. Both of them. Both of them. And it looked like NBA YoungBoy, it looked like all that jail time and being locked up, it looked like it might have helped him a little bit. And it looked like he might be repairing himself. Maybe. We have to wait till this tour finish. Same with the little one down there in Florida, the little crazy. Him too. And they be just watching these youth crash out. You know what I'm saying? And they see something wrong with them. Anybody could see it. And don't nobody do nothing. Anybody could see something be wrong with these dudes. They be talented though. They be talented. YoungBoy is talented. I don't have to listen to none of his music. If he got a fan base like that, he talented. Period. This is how the business go. In the business, it don't matter if I like it or not. That's irrelevant. If the people say it's hot, it's hot. Shit. Period. That's how the business go. That's how the business go. If it's hot, it's hot. NBA YoungBoy is hot. Whatever he's saying in the music, the young generation love it. Even the little kids, they love it. And so he's saying something good to them. He's not saying nothing bad to them. If he was saying bad stuff to them, they wouldn't like him like that. If you know anything about the consciousness, you cannot get young people like that to like super negative stuff. It's something positive in his music. And I believe that NBA YoungBoy is reaching a bunch of young people that have mental problems. Because a lot of our people now have mental issues, little kids and stuff, right? And so he's saying stuff to them to help them cope with their trauma and their mental issues. That's what I believe. Because right now we have more mental illness and more people under stress and more people feeling depressed than ever before in the history of the planet, I believe. And so I think they can relate to his pain and what he be going through. And he's saying that in the music, I'm sure. And they can relate to it. They can relate to his pain. He wanted them. That's why they like him. That's why he was Chopper's favorite rapper. Chopper bogus. Because that was your favorite rapper. How you turn on your favorite rapper like that? Boy, you foul. All you had to do was keep doing your music and then be patient. He would have did a song with you eventually. But obviously he didn't run the Chopper as fast as Chopper wanted him to. So now you trying to diss him. But you ain't on his level. Chopper, you not on NBA YoungBoy level. NBA YoungBoy is a crazy genius. That boy a damn genius. NBA YoungBoy is a genius. Trust me, I'm really good with the mind. That man is a genius. He ain't normal. I watched his interviews. I watched when Gillian Waller went up there with him. I said, Shorty a genius. NBA YoungBoy is a genius. Like all these people, Einstein and them, all all these Picasso and them. He one of them. They all was crazy. People would say they was crazy. Plato, Socrates. That's dude a genius. He if I go to see him, he'll pick up my energy when I walk in the room and he'll decide if he want to mess with me or not. His energy might be, I don't want to mess with you. And unless you could break that wall, and unless he can pick up with his mentality that you cool, dude ain't gonna barely talk to you. And he might talk crazy to you. He might threaten you. Because his senses is up there. And when you get these God children like that, the God childs, Lucifer be after them and the angels be after them. So that's why I can't say you're on the dark side. I know the dark side is after him, but they want to say that he's promoting the dark side. No, he's a victim of the dark side trying to get him. He's fighting demons. He's not a demon. He's fighting them. But I believe that man will give you his shirt off his back. I believe he's a very nice person. I believe that. I believe NBA young boy is a very nice person. He's the type of person just to go and just go to a school and get a kid's whole lot of money, like something crazy that ain't never been done before. He one of them type, but he just been through a lot. He been through hell and back. Ain't nothing sweet, man. Ain't nothing sweet in Louisiana and New Orleans or down there. Listen, ain't nothing sweet in Baton Rouge. Listen, ain't nothing sweet in Louisiana. Ain't nothing sweet in Alabama, Mississippi, or none of them projects in the South. This is the South 2000 in her head. This ain't the South in 1958. This a whole nother South. Yeah. Go down there playing with them if you want. This ain't no 1958 down South. This is 2025, 2026 down South, and they with it, and it's rough. And they had to go through all type of stuff to survive down there. It ain't no different than Chicago, New York, or nowhere else. In some cases, it's rougher. The underdog be worse than the ones that everybody look at. You're supposed to know that. You come from a gangster city like Chicago, you're supposed to know these other places is going to be more gangster than you. Just cause you the competition. They going to outdo you. You ain't think about being gangster because you Chicago, you just already gangster. But they thinking about that. They thinking, oh, you think you more gangster than me. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a problem in the dope. I'm telling you. That's the first thing they looking at to see if you think you more gangster than them or more better than them. Because a lot of times when our relatives would go down south, certain relatives would go down there and be nasty. I got friends from Mississippi that tell me how their relatives would come down there and talk down on them and shit. I said, are you serious? Because my family didn't used to do that. But certain people did. My mom and them and us, we used to go down there and show love. We was just like everybody else. But certain people went down there, I'm from the city, like that. So the people be having a chip on their shoulder. That's why I did so well with the brothers and sisters in California, because I wasn't on no Chicago shit with them. I was just another dude there. I was just another brother in LA. That's it. As a matter of fact, when I would be in LA and dudes used to come out there to me, I'm from New York, I'm from New York. I didn't like it. I felt like it was disrespect. But why you out here in Cali with these brothers and sisters in Cali bragging that you from New York, talking down on Cali? Take your ass back to New York then. You know, I had to get out. I had to get down with a dude over that in one of them L.A. jails. Well, I got there good. Some Puerto Rican dude. He in there, New York, New York, New York. He was getting on my nerve. I ain't even from Cali. I ain't even from L.A. But he was getting on my nerve. So I had to, move to the left and move to the right a little bit. He was quiet for the rest of the time. 'Cause, I had to move to the left and move to the right with dude. He was getting on my nerves. So imagine if I was from Cali. But nobody want to hear that. We all in here locked up. What? All that's negative. You're supposed to be show love to different brothers and sisters and stuff like that. You supposed to go somewhere and show love. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? The home team is always dominant at home. You can't be dominant in somebody's home team. That ain't even gangster. Ain't no real gangster gonna go and be dominant in somebody else's land. A gangster gonna go and look for the dominant people there to dominate there. Who dominate everything here? Okay, let me holler at them. You don't go there like you dominate. What is you crazy? That's not even gangster. That's not gangster. That's whack. You're gonna want the same respect. You're gonna give the same respect you want. Same respect you want when they come to Chicago. The same respect you're gonna get them when you go to LA, when you go to New Orleans. You're gonna give them respect and learn the culture. Because you gotta learn the culture. You're surrounded by the culture. And then you gotta be a plus. You gotta be another soldier. You saying NLE hating on YB, how he dissing YB for making violent songs. But Von and Dirk and them did the same thing, even on that. Yeah, you're right. But that ain't why he doing it. He lying. He lying, Breezy. He doing it because for clout. And he doing it because he loved him and then he didn't get back what he wanted. Because that was his favorite rapper. That was Choppa's favorite rapper. So when you see a dude like that, and dude is his favorite rapper, and he turned on him, That means he felt like NBA YoungBoy didn't reciprocate back to him for showing the love, which means the love was fake. Because if that's your favorite rapper, that's still gonna be your favorite rapper. You're not gonna turn around and go at somebody that was your favorite rapper that inspired you to rap. That just show you Chopper's a phony. He not real. He gonna lose credibility with that because everybody know, bro, that was your favorite rapper. His favorite rapper was YoungBoy. But these brothers, they don't really be no gangs. They don't really be hard like that. But let me give you an example. Y'all know the situation with Von and Dirk. And y'all know it's NBA YoungBoy and it's Von and Dirk. Y'all know I raised my children in O Block. So y'all know I'm riding with Dirk and them. But Chief Keef is producing for NBA YoungBoy. Why? Because people, Von and them, did Chief Keef dirty. See what I'm saying? So now, I can't get involved with that thing with Chief. I can't be mad at Chief Keef for dealing with them when y'all did him dirty. You understand? So, of course, how can I totally ride with Von and them when Von and them stole Chief stuff and Chief left and ain't messing with him? So I'm not gonna get on here and jump in that and put all that when I'm talking about NBA YoungBoy. I'm not gonna mix my feelings about Von in that because NBA YoungBoy wasn't there when this stuff happened to Von. And Von jumped out the car and ran over there and got popped. They didn't run up and pop him. So Lil Pap is a G. He was standing on business. You was trying to beat up his man, and he popped you. Although some people say he didn't pop him, the police shot him. They saying the police the one that shot Von. This is what they saying. That they ain't even the one shot him. That the police hit him. So I'm not going to get over here and play sides in the middle or something like that. So I'm going to come over here and be fair about NBA YoungBoy. I'm going to be fair about Choppa, and I'm going to take Taylor down the middle. I'm not going to put no, that's gangster. We don't put no feelings in the middle of no stuff like that. It just is what it is. I can only pick a side when it's Dirk against YoungBoy. Then I'm going to ride with Dirk. But when it's not that, I don't got no problem with YoungBoy like that. And then YoungBoy is just standing on business with his guys. Ain't no who gonna not like that. Even Dirk like that. Y'all think Dirk don't respect YoungBoy for standing with his guys? He definitely do. Definitely. Dirk respect that. YoungBoy wasn't even there. YoungBoy wasn't there. Dirk jumped out the car and ran, left his security. Wanted to fight to prove that, Chicago's fight too. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know if you're just fighting, so they popped you. They popped at you. The police shot too. We're not sure who did it. But we didn't want NBA YoungBoy to come here because he's going to diss the city. He not, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't want him to come here because it's gangster stuff. Yeah, he going to come. He going to be like, yeah, I'm in y'all city. Y'all ain't going to do nothing. So that's why we didn't want him here. We didn't want him here because that image that he could come here and ain't nobody can't do nothing. So somebody was going to do something. So the city had to cancel it because somebody definitely was going to do something. So they had, that show wasn't going to go right. Okay, that show was going to get clapped up. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. That show was not gonna. That show was not gonna be no peaceful show. And thankfully, the city and the police knew that and told him, "Listen, dude, you can't perform here. It's not. We know you trying to stand on what you standing on, but this Chicago, brother, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. That show cannot happen here. You just don't really understand. That's all that was about, bro. You don't understand. That show can't happen here. I'm telling you. It's not about being the most gangsters, but who got the most people, who got the most soldiers. There's 2 million people in Chicago. It's 100,000 gang members in Chicago that they counted. Easily 250,000. This ain't no this ain't no place to play with like that. This is the number one gang city in America. That's a fact. And I lived in LA. And they strong out there, but that's not Chicago. So I don't know what Chopper's doing, but he made a mistake by letting whoever did the choreography and did all that for that, he shouldn't have never let them put that video together. Because the energy he's trying to put out, but the people he hired for the video didn't match the energy he was trying to put out. He trying to put out this energy against YoungBoy, but the video soft and is weird. And it's like, bro, you failed. Although it's gonna be a win for the record label because they're gonna get a lot of clicks. They probably gonna have 3 million views in a little while. It was over 2 million already. So yeah, they're gonna get a lot of looks. He gonna get a lot of looks at it, but out of 3 million looks, it's gonna be 250 million that's gonna say it's trash. YoungBoy not gonna say nothing. YoungBoy not gonna say nothing about that. YoungBoy is not going back and Russia making no diss song for him. NBA YoungBoy is only gonna diss him when he feel like it. He's not gonna plan to do it. He don't move like that. He just gotta be in the studio and on this song, he decided to get you. That's how it's gonna go. It's gonna be spontaneous. They're gonna be like, I'm finna go in there. He don't work like that. NBA YoungBoy not going to make no diss song. NBA YoungBoy gonna go in there and start doing this song when he get to the second verse. If he think about you, then he gonna throw you in that second verse. If that rhyme he got when he get to the second verse, and then he's feeling the music and he feel like it's, what he gonna say about you fit right here, then that's where he gonna throw it in at. Cause them rappers like that, they just rap off the feeling. And he not gonna force that feeling. But when he do get you, he gonna get you about 4 or 5 times. He might get you in a little piece right here in this song. And then he might get you, he might say something right here a little bit. But then one day he might just get you. All depends on how he feel. But he not gonna run and get you because he finna do 100 million tour. He just did a 70 million tour. So he gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? If you have 70 million tour and growing, would you say something? Hell no. Chopper already taken the loss. That man did 70 million tour. Case closed. Case closed. Boy, what are you gonna say something for? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you drop a diss song, but the internet drops this. NBA YoungBoy reclaims his throne with 70 million tour earnings. Checkmate. You lost already. Yeah, you lost. You lost already. You already lost. You know what I mean? You at home swinging in the air. Man, that man, hey, boy. And he just had another baby. He just had another baby. They mama's beefing, though. The mama beef gonna be good. The mamas is going. Them mamas gonna go. Now that's gonna be the entertainment. One of the mamas said something already. Yeah, the mamas gonna go because both of they mamas they going. You know what I'm saying? That's what Pharaoh waiting on. Pharaoh, I ain't thinking about they beef. I'm waiting on the mamas. The mamas, the mamas. Chopper mama might take the L with that video though. Yeah, she might have to take the L because NBA mama like my son just made 100 million. Little B word. How you gonna come back from that? Your son a weirdo. Tell him to feed his baby. You know what I mean? Tell him to feed his baby. Who ever heard of a baby fasting? Your son is a weirdo. Who he think he is? Dr. Sabi? Chopper, Chopper, Chopper need to sit down right now. He can't win nothing with that goofy video and what he did with the baby. Come on, man. He need to sit down. Chopper need to sit down. He taking too many L's. If I was his publicist, I would have told him, okay, the video's out there, but don't say nothing else, bro. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. You know what I mean? That's what I would tell Chopper. Look, NLE Choppa is once again at the center of controversy after both mothers of his children, Marissa and Maria, accused him of mistreating and neglecting their kids. The tension first began in mid-September when Marissa, who shares a 2-year-old son named, whoever, I ain't gonna say the baby name, with the rapper, aired her first frustration online. She criticized him for allegedly being an absent father and brought up a supposed custody dispute he started. I can't believe this B word is taking me to court about a child he doesn't even call. She wrote, the B word can't even tell MF when's the last time her son been to the doctor. Marissa later added more explosive claims saying a child he had fasting at 1 year old, saying the child didn't need to eat 3 times a day. Kids come home starving. So he got both his baby mamas saying he's a goofy. He tried to pick the newborn baby on the fast. If he don't sit down somewhere, Department of Children and Family Services gonna pull up on him. He gonna lose all his custody. Them ladies gonna sue him for $1 billion, right? And this gonna be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a wrap. What's your name? Young Khaled? Okay. If that's your feelings, that's your feelings. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna change nothing. You saying NBA idiot and he just made 70 million? You call that an idiot making 70 million on the tour? The man just made $70 million. You say that's an idiot, huh? I disagree. He got you thinking he an idiot. Somebody smart. Chopper from Memphis. And the fans love him. The young Khaled. The fans love him. They all stupid, right? All the people, all them tours he selling out, every person go see him is stupid, right, Khaled? And you the one that's smart. That's what you're saying? You the one that's smart, you're the positive one, and all the millions of people that go to his tours is idiots. I guess. I disagree. Somebody smart. Somebody smart somewhere. I think he's a genius. A lot of geniuses be kind of strange. Yeah, I think NBA YoungBoy is a genius. A lot of geniuses be strange. It's just like people that can't see, sometimes they can hear better or they can smell better. And so whatever NBA is missing on one side with the artistic side and the creativity and the lyrics and being able to reach people, he excels at that. Because you can't make people just like you. It's something he's saying that's attracting the people. And I'm gonna go do some investigating. I haven't listened to him, but I'm gonna go do some investigating to find out what's in his music that attract. I pretty much think I know what it is. I think he touches a lot of people dealing with depression. A lot of people dealing with depression. A lot of people dealing with their feelings, especially with these economics and family situations, single homes and adoption and all of this. And so a lot of people are dealing with the same type of vibe that NBA is probably dealing with, depression. Yeah, him and Dirk and all, because all of them is depressed. G Rock, all of them be going through depression and going through things. You're a young man like that, and you love a girl, you love her like you crazy, and you 21, and you be with her, and then you 23, and she cheat on you or break up, and you got a baby. That's hard for a young man. I'm 67, so I know a lot because I've been 21. And then them young breakups like that, they hard. They hard. They hard. Yeah, that hit hard. That's your really first time experience. You ain't never loved like that before. Even the love is a new experience for you. And then when you get tight with somebody like that and then they break up, that's hard. And I done been in a few breakups, and a few of them was hard. You figure you get used to them. You don't really never get used to breakups sometimes. If you don't really got your mind right, that stuff could push you over the top. When you look at the science of exchanging body fluids, say, heck, it's some serious science. They say every time a woman sleep with somebody, parts of him go and it's stored behind her eyeballs. So if she been with 5 men, that them men is living in her right behind her eyeballs. That's what some science I just been checking out. And they say after it's like two or three of them, that's when she becomes schizophrenic and be having multiple personalities, which I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that. Especially if they had babies by him. She was pregnant by this dude. So that's in there. That's never coming out. But they saying just when you just the semen, they saying is stay. What happened to me? I don't be going into details. I just be vague, G-Rock. I just be vague. I don't be going. I don't be going. I just be trying to talk to them. I just be trying to talk to people so they can learn. But I never go into none of my. I never go into nothing. I never go into specific details. Any of y'all that's content creators and stuff like that, watch how I move. I don't never go into no specific details. Even if you want to tell an experience, be vague. See what I'm saying? Because all you're doing is people out here, not G-Rob, but there's people out here, and they want to take your life and they want to throw your life back against you. So don't get them shit, because they'll try to use it back. They'll take your life. You get on here pouring your life out here, they'll take your life and they'll make content out of your life. Sure will. So make sure when they talk, they don't know what they're talking about. See what I'm saying? So if you go and you try to repeat my life, you ain't gonna know what you're talking about. Because I ain't gonna give you enough details for it to make no sense. It's gonna be vague. If I start giving ages and dates and stuff, people can go back and now they can see which woman it is, G-Rod. And I don't expose no women like that. So if I say this happened at this age, people can go back. They can look at pictures and stuff and they can say, okay, this is the girl he was with at this age. It's her. Now I'm snitching. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell the woman or none of that because that's not the point. I just want to stick with the point, not the story. See, there's a difference between the point I'm trying to make and the story. And I just will tell certain things to make a point, but I'm not going to tell the story. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell the story because the story ain't got nothing to do with the point. The point is the point. And the point is that for a lot of people going through all type of mental anguish for all different types of reasons. A lot of these young men in their songs, they talking about hard breakups. It's something being all their lyrics. In all their lyrics, they be talking about the disappointment of a breakup. They be talking about a bad childhood. Sometimes they be talking about parenting, that the parents did something wrong, or that the daddy wasn't there, or that the mama ran the daddy off. They be saying all of this in the song. So the young people is experiencing these experiences that they are saying in the songs. So that's why at the Dirt concert they out there crying. They was out there crying. And they knew every lyric, right? Because and this is some other magic I gotta teach y'all. See, when you young and you born, you like a computer and you full of memory, right? So you can remember everything. Phone numbers, everything. And one of the things you remember when you're young and you're with all this memory space is lyrics to songs. So when we young, we know all the lyrics to all the songs, all of them. I don't be remembering lyrics to songs now because I can't even get the lyrics I learned from this music out of my head. So this is why so many older people have Alzheimer's and shit like that because they overload their memory banks and their memory is full. So what you want to do when you start getting older, don't be trying to remember no more stuff unless it's absolutely necessary and something that you only need to memorize temporarily. Like I got to be at the doctor at 3. That's something you ain't got to remember once you go to the doctor. Because if you keep storing information in your 50s and in your 60s, you're going to start to not be able to remember nothing. So I'm intentionally not remembering stuff right now. I don't want to remember it. I look it up and read it, and I don't want to remember it. If I need to know what it said, I'll look it up and read it again. Because I don't want to fill up my memory banks with nonsense. It's already full with stuff. I know my phone number when I was a kid, and we ain't even in that home no more. See what I'm saying? That's taking up space. Why do I know that phone number? I know my old address. I know my phone number. I know a whole bunch of stuff that I'll never use again. I wish I could get it out. I wish I could get all that stuff out. So I don't be trying to remember nothing no more. Let me write it down, read it, and throw it away. Put it in my phone, read it, and delete it. At least in my phone, I could delete it. In my brain, I can't. So I don't know what's going on. I really got to go check out NBA YoungBoy music because I didn't never listen to him because I don't support substance abuse music. I'm totally against substance abuse. It's interesting because today is the first day after Substance Abuse Month. Last month was Substance Abuse Prevention Month. And a lot of these young people, they suffering from substance abuse. All of these rappers, Dirk had to go get off of that stuff and get clean. He had a substance abuse problem. NBA YoungBoy substance abuse problem. Choppa substance abuse problem. You could tell. Is that called information overload? Probably. I just call it, overfilling your memory banks, remembering too much stuff that's taking up room for you to remember other stuff, and also unnecessary stuff. It's just something that I'll be doing to keep my mind sharp. A lot of people, I'm about to turn 68 in 4 months. A lot of people they can't drive no more. They got to take their license. They can't drive. They old. They can't focus. They never would be able to go here and do live and push all these buttons and read all this stuff at my age. They wouldn't be able to do that. You have to really take care of your mind. You know, you have to take care of it. You can't fill it up with nonsense. First time I learned that was a girl named Comfort from Nigeria. I was probably about 19, 20. Yeah, I was about 19 going on 20. I worked with her at a stock exchange. And she was the first one to tell me don't be remembering a lot of stuff. She says it's just gonna block up your brain. And I didn't practice it because I was young. So I was like, okay. I remember she said it, but I didn't really practice it. But I always remember she told me that. And when I got like in my mid 50s, I started thinking about what she was saying. I was like, you know what? I need to start practicing what she said. I'm not going to be remembering all this stuff. I'm not be remembering all these phone numbers and all this, which is bad because I don't even know. If I went to jail, I don't even know nobody's phone number. So I'm going to remember somebody's number. I'm going to learn somebody's phone number in case I got to call somebody like my cousin or somebody. But I've been intentionally not storing stuff in my head. So I don't know what's going on with Choppa. I know that video is weird. That was definitely an L. I don't know what the hell he's doing. To me, it looks like he's got mental issues. That video is horrible. Absolutely horrible. I don't know who he let trick him into doing that. But that's all I got to say about that. Go check it out, though. Check his video out. I wish much success to both of the brothers. I wish them much success. They're young. Hopefully, they do something with their money, clean up, take care of their health so they don't be getting sick like a lot of people out here. Don't get the beef. And also, everybody in LA, y'all got to do something in LA, Big U's son just got unalive. And it's basically a war in LA. So you brothers and sisters out there in California, LA, you better keep your head on a swivel because it's all the way up in LA. It's all the way up in LA, so it's going to be a long year in LA. And a lot of people are getting hurt going to them smoke shops and them liquor stores. So when if you're in LA, you go to a smoke shop, you go to a liquor store, you better be careful. You better have your head on the swivel because it's all the way up in LA. All the way. All right? And support the music. Victory.